saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw three ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. Pray whither sail those ships, all three, on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Pray whither sail those ships, all three, on Christmas Day in the morning. They sailed into Bethlehem on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. They sailed into Bethlehem on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the bells and all the souls on earth shall sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day in the morning, morning, morning. Then let us all rejoice again on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. Then let us all rejoice again on Christmas Day in the morning, on Christmas Day in the morning, on Christmas Day in the morning.
Hey there, Merry Christmas, First Church. Thanks for taking a moment to come and join us for an online Sunday morning Christmas Day devotional. And I just got a quick Christmas message for you that I think is going to bless all your families. Right now, my family is probably just finishing up the Happy Birthday Jesus birthday cake, which is one of our favorite things. And I love helping my kids visualize what the birth of Jesus was really like. I think it helps them feel blessed in their own life and grateful for the comfort that they enjoy. Jesus' birth, as you know, as we've been studying, was very tough, very difficult. I've really enjoyed this series looking at Joseph and Mary's life that we've been doing at church. And one little tidbit that I didn't include for the series, I was saving for Christmas morning. And I'm excited to share it with you now. You see, back in Joseph's days, to file his taxes, he had to go to the town of his birthplace. You think it's inconvenient going to your tax accountant to file your 1040s? Joseph literally had to go back to the town he was born in. For me, I was born in Pasadena, California. So every time I wanted to file my taxes, I would have to fly to Pasadena, California. It'd be very tough. Joseph didn't have a plane, though. He had to walk to his hometown. It says in Luke chapter 2, and because Joseph was a descendant of King David, he had to go to Bethlehem in Judea, David's ancient home. He traveled there from the village of Nazareth in Galilee. He took with him Mary, to whom he was engaged, who was now expecting a child. You know, for them, it must have been like a family reunion. I mean, all of David's ancestors gathering in one town. It'd be like this big mega family reunion. I'd imagine there'd be a lot of laughter, a lot of joy, a lot of fun. And for Joseph, it's kind of a special time. I mean, his wife is new to the family. Everybody's going to get to meet her for the first time, and they're expecting a child. How would your family welcome that type of situation into your life? Well, with joy and excitement. I'm about to get real Minnesotan on you, but my family would be like, Joseph, Mary, oh, so nice to meet you, Joseph. You got a cute one right here. Where did you meet her? And Mary, you know, I don't want to lie to you. Joseph, you know, he a lot of ladies. How did you tame this, you know, chunk of man flesh right here? Carpenter, you know, tradesman, business owner. Yeah, you guys are good for each other. Well, why don't you come over for dinner? I just put a hot dish in the oven. That's Minnesotan for casserole. Put a hot dish in the oven, and I got some bars for dessert. If you don't know what bars are, that's anything that fits in a 9x13 pan that you cut into the shape of a bar. Minnesotan for browning. You know, I got some bars. You want some bars? Yeah, we're not talking about alcohol. And then if it was a real Minnesota home, they'd be like, oh yeah, and your Uncle Jimmy just got a big, nice elk. So I've got some elk venison for you if you like that. And if you don't like that, don't worry. We've got some pheasant and walleye, you know, because that's what we eat. Pheasant, walleye, and elk. It's pretty much the only things that we live on up there. But that's what it would be, right? My family would be so excited to welcome this new son into the community. But what does the next verse say? And this is really perplexing, and this is what I want you to get. In Luke 2, verse 6, it says, while they were there, the time came for her baby to be born. She gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him snugly in strips of cloth and laid him in a manger. And this is the part I want you to get. Don't miss this. Because there was no lodging available for them. The King James Version references an inn. But this version, I think, more accurately just says there's no lodging in general. Obviously, if your girl's about to give birth, I don't care if you don't have family in the community. You're knocking on every stranger's door being like, look, I got an emergency. Help me. I got a problem. My lady's about to give birth. You know, please. But this place was, despite being family, despite being his ancestral hometown, so uncompassionate, so unwilling to be inconvenienced, that the creator of the universe, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, was born in a manure-filled stable. Sometimes I wonder what families said no to Joseph and Mary. What family member said, oh, no, I can't be inconvenienced. I don't have enough hot dish for him. We don't have enough bars for him. We don't want to. Can you imagine being the family that made room for the Savior of the world to be born in your home? What an incredible story that would have been. It just comes down to a willingness to get awkward, a willingness to put aside your preferences, a willingness to say, hey, whether or not we know you that well, you're family. We're a part of the family of God. And as you guys get together with your families this Christmas, I know there's probably some awkward things going on. Sometimes it feels like there might not be room for this. There might not be time for that. You might roll your eyes at this awkward thing that's going to come up. But you know what? Jesus says, whatever you've done unto the least of these, you've done unto me. And I can't help but wonder, 33 years later, as he talked about that story, he wasn't thinking about his own mother giving birth to her firstborn son, the least of these, in a manure-filled stable. And my hope is that this Christmas, as we look at our family and we look at the least of these in our family, we would make room for them, remembering that whatever we do unto them, we're doing unto Jesus. Merry Christmas, First Church. Love you guys. I can't wait to worship with you again next Sunday.